Rodrigues, her family members and friends, the Chief of Army Staff, General Manoj Pandey, former Chiefs of Army Staff, former Chief of Air Staff, former governors, serving and veteran officers, fellow gunners, ladies and gentlemen. Today happens to be the day on which General Rodrigues, if he were here, he would have turned 90. So I thank the DG Artillery for providing the Center for Land Warfare Studies the opportunity to organize this lecture on this special day. Being a gunner and having met him during service, as well as after he retired, it's a great honor for me to deliver the opening remarks. General Rodrigues was our 15th Chief of Army Staff, and among 3 corpsmates who belonged to the first course JSW and went on to lead the 3 services. He was at the helm of the Indian Army from July 1990 to June 1993. Apart from many others, 2 of the most significant moments in his tenure as the chief were the kick-lighter proposals that propelled military-to-military cooperation between India and the US, and the induction of women officers into the army in 1992. While Air Chief Marshal Suri, Colonel Sridharan, and Neil will introduce us to the general at a much closer level, I must recount an anecdote which I read in the book by Mr. Falero, where he talks about the general. When called upon to address his first press conference, the general pointed to the officers' prayers in his office, and they go like this. On his demise, the Honorable Prime Minister tweeted, anguished by the passing away of General S.F. Rodrigues. The nation will remain indebted to him for his exceptional service and contribution towards making India stronger. He was respected for his deep strategic knowledge. My thoughts are with his family and friends. R.I.P. Today's lecture is being delivered when the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war has brought out many significant war-fighting issues. Some have related to the changing character of war, and many to the salience of firepower and the emphasis placed on artillery in doctrinal debates to achieve success in a conventional conflict, especially one which is prolonged. So let me touch upon the aspects that stand out and quote some eminent experts on different facets of the Ukraine. First, on one end of the spectrum is John Mearsheimer. He deduces that the West's actions have pushed Russia to resort to war and that Ukraine is likely to lose and suffer. The British strategist, Sir Lawrence Freedman, describes this type of war by the Russians as a total war instead of a classic war, since they often target civilian infrastructure beyond strategic and military entities. On operational plans, Michael Kaufman mentions that combined arms operations, coordinating air power with land forces, are much more difficult than integrating infantry, armor, and artillery. And finally, let me go to the flavor of the present, Mick Ryan, who believes that the Chinese are studying this thoroughly and it will impact their strategic thinking and trigger a further transformation in their armed forces. So different takeaways from each, but all agree that this war will be a long, drawn-out one. On artillery, uh, let me lean on to the renowned journal Rusi. In a commentary, they state that Russian forces maneuver to fire, whereas Western forces fire to maneuver. It further describes the importance of the recce fire or sensor shooter concept. The important point is the use of drones, UAVs, counter battery radars, and precision munitions that greatly contrast the attrition achieved through massed fires. So, which firepower means is most suitable to deliver desired effects? Guns, rockets, or conventional missiles? And what proportions will be appropriate for us? Will the availability and consumption of artillery ammunition affect the progress of operations? We must deliberate upon all these aspects to make realistic campaign plans and refine our land warfare doctrine if required. If the Chinese are learning the employment of artillery in large-scale combat, I think it will suit us well to revisit the success that we achieved in the mountains during the Kargil War, where we innovated the use of or the employment of firepower. So do we go for the 100-gun concept? Do we bank on a complement of direct firing weapons? And do we make special emplacements for our guns in the mountains? All this must challenge us. And they need to be contemplated and thought through. I'm sure General Raj Shukla will further elaborate on these aspects during his talk on the changing character of war and firepower. Finally, let me conclude by wishing the General Rodrigues Memorial Lecture the very best, as such initiatives only lead to professional debates and desired periodic reviews that strengthen our armed forces. Thank you, and Jai Hind.